could talk about this topic for hours upon hours, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make it short. Do yourself a favor, listen to this entire video. Prospects, moms, and dads, listen to the whole thing. Don't watch it for a couple minutes and tune out. And hit that subscribe button. We're putting out good stuff for you guys. So, what are the three most common mistakes made by prospects? Mistake number one, all right, you aren't committed right now because you're not committed to the recruiting process. Make no mistake about it, okay? Getting recruited is a process. A college coach doesn't see you and go, oh yeah, I'm going to offer him right now. It does not work that way, guys, all right? You have to be committed to not only playing, which is the mistake most people make. They think they can play travel ball and they're going to get recruited and get offered because they played in Jacksonville and in Fort Myers and West Palm Beach and Alabama and Georgia, and they're road warriors, and they played for 7 weeks and they bragged about how many miles they put on and how much they played. Great. Okay, I hope that helped you. I hope that helped you develop. Okay, probably didn't advance your recruiting process though. Okay, unless you're one of those what I call one percenters, those guys that everyone and their brother and sister know is going to play wherever he wants, whether that's Florida, Florida State, LSU, Vandy, wherever. Okay, those are far and few between. You are more than likely like the majority of guys, okay, that are good but have to get themselves out there. You have to stay committed to the process. All right. I highly recommend that you read this book. All right. And I don't usually plug people on videos. All right. But this guy, Grant Cardone, 10X rule. All right. It's changed my viewpoint and the way I operate. And I highly recommend that you read that book and take it to heart. All right. You have to be committed. All right. You have to reach out to the coaches on a daily basis. Okay. So if you think that reaching out to 5 coaches is your goal, okay, 10X that. Reach out to 50 coaches. All right. You have to be unreasonable. You have to really get into this aspect of the process, or you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be whining and complaining about how coaches aren't reaching out to you. All right. Get committed to the process. That's mistake number one. Most kids aren't. Mistake number two, everyone, it seems, has what I call D1-itis. All right, there's a reason why only 10% of high school athletes move on to the collegiate level, and out of those 10%, less than 2% move on to the Division I level. There's a reason for that, all right, guys? Playing college baseball, especially at the Division I level, it's not a right, it's a privilege, all right? You have to earn it. All right, it just doesn't happen. Okay, and a matter of fact, it's not going to happen for 9 out of 10 of you. That's just reality. All right, it is what it is. All right, you have to realize that. Mistake number 3. All right, you pigeonhole yourself. Okay, for my prospects in Florida, they think they're, they don't look outside the state of Florida for the most part. Obviously, some of my guys do, and those that do are the ones that get committed more often than not, much more quickly than the guys that pigeonhole themselves and just look at schools in Florida. This is a whole different landscape down here, guys. All right. High school athlete is on the bottom rung of the recruiting ladder. All right. College coaches are looking for D1 kickbacks. They're looking for JUCO transfers, and then they're looking for high school kids. Okay. Doesn't it make sense if you're a college coach and you have a guy who has 2 years of a track record in college and has put up numbers, and then you have a high school kid, which one are you going to take? All right, that's how it works for the most part. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule based on skill set and so forth, but for the most part, high school kids on the bottom rung of the recruiting ladder. It is what it is, and especially in Florida, you have to be open. All right, again, playing college baseball is not a right, it's a privilege. You have to look at schools that not only match what you think is a match on the field, but most importantly, what matches in the classroom, environment-wise, the setting. Do you prefer urban or rural? or suburban, all kinds of different factors. But the point is you have to be open. Do not pigeonhole yourself. If you do, you're pigeonholing your recruiting process, and more likely than not, it's not going to end up good. Okay? Stay committed to the process. That's what it's all about. If you do not commit to the entire process, it's not going to turn out well, especially now with the environment we're in with COVID-19 and all the different nuances of the process. Stay committed to it. Avoid these mistakes, and you might not be frustrated a handful of months from now. Got to commit to it, guys. See you next time. Keep working.